Hi, this is Rick Lineker. This is a lesson for Web 115, and you should have read Chapter 6, or if you haven't already read Chapter 6, make sure you do so. There is a demo project on Blackboard called Easy Images, and when you download it, you'll get an easyimages.zip file, and this file will show you a very simple web page that has 3 images embedded into it. To get started, I'm going to create a folder called Learn Images. Open that guy up, and let's create a page to work with, and we will call it My Images Page.html. Make sure you get rid of that .txt extension. Now, it is customary to put images into an images directory. You are allowed to leave your HTML pages and the images in the same directory, but it's not a good practice. The reason it's not a good practice is you kind of get mixed up on what's where, and you want to keep your website as well organized as possible, because simple websites are one thing, but when you get complicated websites, you really need to keep them organized. So I'm going to create an images directory into which I will place my images. Now, I am going out to Google Images to steal a bunch of images. I shouldn't use the word steal. Borrow is better. And let's just use my favorite subject of food. Actually, my favorite subject of ice cream. That's my really favorite subject. Okay, I want to make sure that I don't get images that are really huge, because if they're really huge, the page will look really funny. So, save image as, and that's from my last example. Let's see, learn images. Make sure you save them into the images directory, and I am going to name this Ice Cream 1. And remember, you don't want blank spaces, so Ice Cream 1. Okay? Go back to Google and let's get some more ice cream images. I'm trying to get them around 400 by 400 or maybe less. Let's see, this one is good. This is 300 by 300. And the goal right here is to the goal is 3 images for this example. Ice cream 2.jpg. Now we'll just get one more ice cream image, and it will be this one here. Save image as ice cream 3.jpg. By the way, you can use JPG or GIF images. These file formats have different characteristics. JPEG or JPG is better for photographic images. GIF is better if you need clear and distinct images, such as line drawings or something like that. You'll want to use GIF. Ping, PNG, is a relatively, well, it's not even that new, but it's new to web. It's only been on the web 2 or 3 years. Those are also really good. Same as GIF, you get really crisp images. GIF is limited to 256 colors. Ping is got millions of colors. So Ping might be a better bet. But for right now, I'm going to stay with JPEG and GIF. BMP files, definitely avoid those. Things like BMP, TIFF, Targa, avoid those because not all browsers are going to support them. But anyway, I've got my images now. I'm going to get rid of Firefox or Chrome or whatever that was. And I'll open up my images in directory, and you can see ice cream 1.jpg, ice cream 2.jpg, and ice cream 3.jpg. Okay, now it's time to get to work here. And I have my boilerplate code, which I'm going to grab. Remember, that's going to save you a lot of time. Learn ice... learn ice cream. Learn images page. Okay? I'd rather learn ice cream than images, but that's for later today, right? This page shows some images. Okay. let's say image 1. So the image tag only has, it's IMG. It only has one required attribute, and that's source. That's where the image is coming from. And there's actually, this is a strange tag. There's no close image tag. So what you'll do is, before you get to the greater than symbol, you put a little / there. And don't forget, all of our images are in the images directory. So we'll say ice cream 1.jpg. Save that guy, minimize him, double click and render, and there's my first image. Okay? Nice, makes me hungry already. Okay, so let's go ahead and duplicate that. Do this a little differently here. Oh, no, that's okay, I think. 2, 2, 3, 3, save it, go out here, double click and render, and there are all 3 of my images. Okay, now some things you can do that you might want to. You can actually add a border. Okay, so that first one's now going to have a border. Okay, you can set the width to a predetermined size. So width equals height equals, and what we'll do is we'll say width equals, say, 100, height equals 100, and the default value, or the default unit, is pixels. So you'll see that this middle one now is a lot smaller because I set a predetermined size. Okay. There are actually quite a few more options that you can use with images. And what I want you to do is read Chapter 6 because they're all spelled out in there. But one more thing we're going to do before we get out of here. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find that page. We're going to use an image as a link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate this here. Now, remember, we used text inside of the anchor tag in order to indicate to the user where the link or the anchor would go. So let me create an anchor tag here to Google. Now, I could type text right here, or I could put something besides text in there. Ah, why don't I try putting an image in there? Ah, I happen to have this handy dandy image. So now, let's take a look at this. We have an anchor tag right here, the start anchor tag, right there. We have the end anchor tag out here. And then instead of text, we have an image. Okay? So let me save this. Render that guy. Now notice when I hover over that, my mouse cursor turns to the hand, which indicates this is a hyperlink. And if I click there, I go to Google. How about that? And this concludes the simple lesson in images. More on images later in this course as we do JavaScript and other really cool things. Thanks.